The following is a pre-recorded show. Welcome to Winning in Retirement with your host, Brian Akers, certified financial planner professional and founder of Akers Financial Group. Now, helping you win in your retirement, here's Brian Akers.
Good morning and welcome to Winning in Retirement. I'm Brian Akers from Akers Financial Group. Here with me today is Jeff Akers. We're both certified financial planner practitioners from Akers Financial Group. How about that?
Well, we have the same last name, so it works for me.
All right. So Jeff and Brian, we had a big committee about the name of the company, and we named it Akers Financial Group.
There you go.
I did have consultants helping me, but we still came up with that. Our Akers Financial Group, we welcome you to our radio podcast, Winning in Retirement. We want you to win throughout your retirement years. So no matter what age, you must begin by doing the right things now.
Yep.
That means you must take care of your finances. As we're talking about this, you're probably thinking, wow, if I wanted Akers Financial Group to be my advisor, how do we start? And so what we're doing is this. We're having a radio show explaining how we begin through the process of your financial fingerprint.
Yep.
So understand this. Akers Financial Group is based on financial planning first. Then fully implementing that financial plan for you, monitoring and tracking those investments throughout your life, from the younger ages all the way through.
Yep. The earlier you start, the better off you'll be.
I was thinking you're going to say yep the whole show, but...
Yep.
All right, so I know you're driving around and you're enjoying listening to the show. Jeff has a couple of good jokes he's going to try, but I'm going to have a couple back out, and we'll see if any of this works. Prepared jokes usually don't work for me. But generally, we do have a little bit of a trick to try to teach you today, and that is this. Imagine that we're going to teach 5 parts of a good financial fingerprint for retirement.
Okay.
5 parts of it, and there's 5 fingers on your hand, and those 5 fingers, we're going to have a topic tied to each finger, which is going to be great.
Well, unfortunately, the thumb is not a finger, technically.
For this show, it's a finger. The thumb is a finger, Jeff.
So it's on your hand. It's a digit on your hand, so it's counting as a finger.
Yeah, you tell your thumb it's not a finger. Try to hold it away.
Yeah.
The rest of them can't do anything without the thumb.
I'd have to thumb wrestle.
Oh, my. Jeff, that's
one joke.
That was one of Jeff's prepared jokes. Not sure if that went well or not.
It wasn't very prepared, actually, but that's okay.
Yeah. So with the hand, you got the thumb, you got the index, the middle finger, the ring finger, and the pinky finger.
Yep.
So we're going to theme the topics based on that also. Is that right?
On the fingers. So which end do we want to start at?
I don't know. You brought up the thumb. Let's go with the thumb first.
Oh, okay. So what's the thumb going to be?
Well, if you're hitching a ride into retirement, what's the most important thing?
Oh, income. I need money to live on, man.
Cash flow. If your cash got to flow for you to retire. I'm sorry. I got to run with this one. I just met with a guy yesterday who just retired, and he's like, I need some cash. I go, I know. That's why we're meeting. And he goes, where's it going to come from? I said, right here. All right. And then he's like, after he got that question answered, he just sat back and like relaxed. Huh. But imagine you retire, you get your pension, and then we're thinking about, let's not draw Social Security for a year. And he's like, where's my money coming from? And I'm like, well, this is exactly right. So a good financial plan is going to have everything ready, organized. And as you retire, we're going to get that money flowing into your bank accounts.
Right. And you mentioned that you might have a pension. Well, if you don't have a pension and you're waiting on Social Security, now it's just your investments generating the income.
Yeah. So basically, what I gave him was my little presentation called Bridging to Social Security. Okay. Bridging to Social Security is we take a little bit more out of the investments than you normally would on a ratio.
Right. And that way, when Social Security later on, it's going to be a higher amount. But then you don't have to rely on your investments as much.
And we dial the investment on withdrawals down and then smooth things out and see what you need.
And make it last the rest of your life.
The key advice for retirement planning is it takes about 2 years to get used to the flow of the money.
Right.
In the dream world, what you would do is this. Pre-retirement, you say, hey, what's my bring home net?
Right.
And then we match that to start. I just told her secret sauce.
Dream world.
I just told her secret sauce.
Yeah.
But that works for a lot of our clients.
Yeah, it does.
The weird thing is planning clients typically are planning people.
Right.
Now, if you're listening to the show and you know I'm not a planning person, get someone to be your planning person so that you can have the plan even though you might not be a planning person. But be able to have a plan for your retirement so you can retire. Don't be someone that says, I'm going to work as long as I can and retire on whatever's there. Be the opposite. Plan ahead.
Right. Plan ahead and have someone to help you with that planning process.
All right. So we start with financial fingerprint. Jeff, explain financial fingerprint and what that means to Akers Financial Group and to our clients.
Well, everyone has a unique situation. So your fingerprint is unique, on your actual hand, your physical hand. And in the same way, your financial situation is unique. We were just talking about someone who has a pension in retirement. Well, you might not have a pension in retirement. So what works for the person with a pension isn't going to work for you. So what we do is get to know you, get to know your situation, and then figure out what is the plan that will work best for you. Because what works best for you isn't going to work necessarily for the guy at the cocktail party that you're talking to. It's not going to work for your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
We need something that works for you.
All right. So financial fingerprint. So like snowflakes are individual, fingerprints are individual. Yep. It's nothing that's going to be turned in. Your fingerprint's not turned in to anybody. It's just a way of identifying you around your goals and around the reality of what you've done financially.
Right.
Now, if you go to our website at akersfinancialgroup.com and you check the documents, what you'll find there is a discovering your financial fingerprint paper.
Right.
And that's how we begin, is writing all that paperwork out. We gather information and we build the financial plan. And so it begins, the financial fingerprint begins by starting and discovering what you've done so far. How did you create this plan for yourself?
Right. The plan is built around you, as opposed to we don't have a prepackaged plan and we're just going to squeeze you into it. You come in, we build a plan that fits you.
All right. So have you ever gone to a financial person and they're trying to sell you something?
Well, sure.
And that happens in many, many cases around. Usually by the sign on the wall. By the business card that's one-sided,
yep.
Sort of where they're coming from and what they're going to sell you.
Right.
And it's going to be the one thing.
Right.
And many, many, many successful in numbers-wise financial people typically sell one type of thing most of the time.
Yep. And Brian mentioned the card. Well, a little trick is if you take a business card and you flip it to the back, if there's writing back there, odds are that means that they're a stockbroker as well, or they're
investment advisor and an insurance agent, a combination that brings
right.
it. When they have CFP, Certified Financial Planner, we think that matters a lot.
Right.
Because that is something that I've been since 1993, back before you were born, Jeff. I was a certified financial planner for a long time. And the idea there is you have this group that organizes financial planners and educates financial planners and holds you to a fiduciary standard
right.
before there ever was a fiduciary standard.
Right. So, yeah, that CFP designation is important, and it's one of those things that we have to keep up on education in order to have it and all those things. So.
It matters. It matters. Financial planning is the only way I know of getting you your right answer. So we take who you are, your financial fingerprint. We take your goals, your desires, what you want to do, and then we put it together to come up with a plan that gives you what you need. That's your financial plan. That's your financial fingerprint that's implemented. Sorry, there's a lot of prints and fingers in there. But ultimately, you bring this all together to a guideline that we work with now and throughout all those years.
So far, we've talked about one digit, which is your thumb. Technically not a finger, but it's very important
Jeff,
for income.
Stop that. It's a finger for today. It's on my hand. You see it? It's there.
Yeah, it's the opposable thumb.
Yeah.
And that income is what is the main thing that we need for him.
Jeff wanted to do the three little piggies. I had to explain to him that's on the foot, not on the hand. But
well, there's 5 of those too. But
yeah, let's not talk about that. That big toe sure feels like it's part of the foot.
But how many fingers do we want to go through in this first?
All right, let's go to the index finger since you're pointing at me.
Oh, okay. So what's the pointer finger going to be or the index finger going to be?
I'm scared now, Jeff, actually. But the index finger is this. It's pointing you forward. What does that is how well you've saved. It's your investments. It's your investment portfolio. It's goals for your money. That all comes together to lead you to the future.
Yeah, and we were talking about income before, and one of the things we mentioned is your income, part of it at least, is going to come from your investments. So these two are working together already.
But it's not a finger.
Yeah, you're right.
No, I think of Buzz Lightyear to infinity and beyond. He points. I think that's an index finger he's pointing, if he has that many.
He's a toy. I don't know.
But they point, and they're pointing to your future. Imagine that investments point to your future. Your investments are you throwing money to your future self so that you can live off it. That's why you save, because you care about you and your family in the future.
Yeah. Now, it's not a joke, but one of my favorite sayings that I've heard is the only person who will take care of the older you is the younger you.
And drop the mic. That's a good one, Jeffrey. Can we just skip the middle finger, or do we go with that?
Well, the middle finger, the IRS would not like us to skip it.
Okay, so we're going to call it taxes.
We'll call it taxes.
And we're using that as a symbolism. We don't like taxes, so we don't want to pay taxes.
That's right.
Yes, we pay our fair share, but let's be wise with taxes so that we're not sharing our investments, our money with the IRS. Let's keep as much as we can, using tax-free in many vehicles as possible.
Right, and there are a lot of tools we can use. And again, the earlier we start, the better off we are. We like using Roth IRAs quite a bit for this.
Absolutely. And that's why you got to start young, start often, saving money to a Roth IRA, Roth 401k, Rothify anything and everything you possibly can.
Right.
Helps you save money and takes you from your financial fingerprint today to the actual place you want to be when you're ready to retire.
Right, because that Roth is going to be tax-free in retirement. We love that sound.
Can you imagine an account where you look at the value and you say, it's mine, all of it?
Yeah, 100% mine.
And that is what a Roth IRA can do for you. We think that's a great way to be when you're thinking about your retirement planning, is understanding why you saved, building it tax-free. So far, the thumb is what, Jeff?
Income.
And the index finger?
That's investments.
And setting
and
some
investment goals.
Investment goals for that future. And then what's the middle finger?
Taxes, because, well, we don't like them.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll reference that finger another way.
Yeah.
All right. So Akers Financial Group. Yes, we do things different. And the reason we do it different is because we're local. We're independent. We don't report to a big company on Wall Street or a big company in Iowa. We report to you. We do have offices in Forest Hill and Lutherville and clients all around the world, clients all around the Mid-Atlantic region, clients all over the place. And the reason they are is because when they change jobs or get ready to retire, they might move away. But the greatest thing is this: they might move, but they stay with us. That's a big deal. It's so easy for you to begin winning in retirement. Just give us a call and schedule your meeting with one of our team of advisors. Call 833-WIN-RETIRE. That's 833-WIN-RETIRE. And we'll give you a call on Monday to schedule your free in-person Zoom or in-person meeting to go over your financial planning and your financial fingerprint. So go to AkersFinancialGroup.com, scroll down to the bottom, and set up a meeting right there. Or give us a call at 833-946-7384 to start planning for your retirement now. What does gardening have to do with your investments? We'll explain in a moment.
You're listening to a pre-recorded show. Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. Call 833-WIN-RETIRE now to schedule a visit with Brian and his team and begin winning in retirement. Once again, here's Brian Akers.
Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. I'm Brian Akers, host of this radio podcast called Winning in Retirement. Akers Financial Group puts this on for you. Today I have special guest Jeff Akers, Vice President from Akers Financial Group. Welcome, Jeff Akers.
A special guest. Wow, I like that.
I didn't call you special. I added the word guest just to make it funnier.
Is that it?
Jeff is my cousin since the day he was born, and he's been working along my side for almost 24 years.
Ooh, wow.
It's 23.
Yeah, it's 23 right now.
But we're on that 24th around the sun.
Yes, we are. We have crossed over 23. We're on our way to 24.
Wow. Okay, so it's not quite half your life yet. Getting there.
Yeah, we're working on it.
All right, so when I hired Jeff, I brought him into a business of financial planning, financial services, and it was basically more of a dream of mine of what I wanted it to become. Mm-hmm. And we were working for someone else at the time, and we wanted to build this financial planning group where we took care of our clients through the process of understanding their financial planning. Right. Now we've begun to call that your financial fingerprint. Understanding who you are is where we take a fingerprint, meaning at the moment in time, we see on your finances, what are you doing with your money? Where is your money? What kind of insurances do you have? What's your income, taxes, insurance? Bringing everything together to see how it works so that we can make the right financial planning decisions to help you win throughout all the years, especially in your retirement. Right. And so today's show is called Your Financial Fingerprint, where we're talking about mainly the 5 points of retirement planning geared toward financial fingerprint. And those 5 things are part of a hand. All 5 fingers, right, Jeffrey?
All right.
I use Jeffrey when I want you to behave yourself.
Yeah, so did my mom. So does my wife.
Yeah, and your cousin. All right, so the hand is what we're going with. Now, so far we covered the thumb. So when you're putting your thumb up, you want to get ready to go. You want to hitchhike to the world. You need cash flow. You need income. That's the only way to get going is having income. Planning that out is a big deal because you want your income to be after tax or tax free. All of that money to come to you to provide you what you need.
Right, and then we got to the pointer finger.
Yeah,
pointer finger, index finger.
Exactly right.
And that's the one that's pointing towards the future, to infinity and beyond. That's where we have goals for our investments. We're setting money aside for our investments.
And exactly what this quarter is all about. And that's what that question leading into this quarter, the tease is this. What does gardening have to do with your investments?
Yep.
And Jeff doesn't know gardening at all, so I have to do this.
Well, actually, my dad has a garden, and I go up every summer and work in the garden. So I know more about gardening now than I ever did.
What's your job in the gardening?
Well, planting, rototilling, pretty much everything at this point.
Yeah. All right. So the idea is this. Now, if we do a flower garden, it's different than growing.
Than a vegetable garden.
But a vegetable garden, you do care about the weeds.
Yeah. Dad likes tomatoes, and tomato plants, a lot of weeds grow around them. Mm-hmm. So you got to get them out of there.
Right. So imagine you come for a meeting and you have a portfolio that's been designed by somebody.
Right.
Not going to blame you. It could be anybody. It could be a collection of stocks that's been accumulated over the years. It could be a portfolio designed by a person who's been designing your stocks for you for a while.
Right.
And we look at them almost like gardening. The first thing we do is we want to look at weeds, things that are not good, things that should be pulled. Now, when you look at it, you look at investment portfolios as of that moment, and you got to make a decision, a buy, sell, or hold on that moment.
Right.
Just like in a flower garden, you got to say, is that a real plant or is that a weed? Should I pull it?
Right. Is that a flower or a dandelion?
Yeah, so you pull that little plant app up, and you take a picture of it and say, all right, that's real. I can keep that one.
Right. Yep. Or you buy... the contrast of that is you take a picture of it and it says, that's a weed. And so you grab it and you pull it out.
All right. So in an investment portfolio gardening theory that I think I've made this one up. I haven't heard this one anywhere else.
Is this the joke you told me about?
No, I've already said the joke. You just didn't laugh at it.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Jeff. We got to stay live on my topic.
Okay.
All right. So the gardening. Gardening is where you have a flower garden. You might not have a flower garden, but imagine if you did. You pull the weeds. Those weeds are the stocks that you should have sold years ago. They have really no future, even though you hope they do.
Right.
If you're hoping for an investment, probably a weed.
Right.
If it's a good investment and you feel good about it, it has great numbers, great returns, and it's going to come back, that's still a good investment. Now, good investments, you might have to treat it like any good plant. And that is sometimes you might have to prune it. You might have to nourish it to get it to grow more. Now, that could mean such things as if it goes down, buy more. It could also mean when it rises up really fast that you have to prune, have to trim some, sell some. Even the best stocks might need to sell some to diversify your portfolio so that you can handle the good days and the bad days.
Right. You might have a stock that they came out with something and it just took off and went up a whole bunch and you're so excited about it. But human nature says, ooh, that's a good one, so I'm going to buy more of it. Mm-hmm. Well, we're telling you, no, that's where we trim. We take some of those winnings off the table and we use that money elsewhere. We hold on to it, to what we have. We just don't want to get out of whack and have too much of it.
Right. Too much. If it's more than 25% of your net worth, that's probably in the range of too much. It doesn't mean you have to sell. It's just you got to know the risk that you have associated by having all your eggs in one basket.
Right. And some folks, they're reinvesting dividends in these things. Well, let's stop reinvesting dividends. Let's not buy more of something that we need to cut back on.
So in the financial fingerprint style, when we first meet people, what we do is we do gather statements and we build your net worth and where you're allocated to see what you have and to see if you have an overconcentration in any one area or one stock. Now, the reason we do this is some people come in as a collector. Mm-hmm. A collector means that in 1998, they have a Latin American mutual fund and a science technology fund. In 2000, they had a Cisco stock. Every 5 years, there's a certain stock people have.
It's almost like you're remembering something here, Brian.
It was just, I just had a new client recently that came in, and they're definitely a collector, and I could tell them in the meeting what year they bought them. And they're like, wow, how'd you know that one? So, I've seen it before, because what happens is this. We don't just accumulate and collect stocks. We have to manage those stocks over time. Stocks come in favor and out of favor. What we get a lot of phone calls of, oh, this stock's going up 100%. Now I want to buy it.
Right.
And we're like,
no.
And the hardest thing in financial planning is that's a great idea, but we'd rather diversify and buy what's low. But that's lost so much money. Well, do you think that company's going to come back? Oh, yeah, it'll come back. Well, it's on sale. It's a cheaper thing to buy. It might be a better thing longer term. The hard part when you watch news and financial things and read the papers, it's all about the moment, how quick and fast, and everything's emotional. And investment portfolio or even gardening, you got to not be emotional. You got to not only love the one bush. You got to take care of everybody. You got to truly, truly diversify your portfolio, which sometimes doesn't do as well as the market. In the long term, you have a lot easier ride.
Right. And I know to some of you this might sound boring, but boring portfolios over the long term tend to win.
What's long term there?
Well, long term for me for stocks is going to be 10 years and beyond.
Wow, that's really long.
Yeah, it could be 5.
I'm more of a 3 to 5 year.
3 to 5 is long.
That's when the long term starts.
Oh, okay.
So in other words, we're buying a stock. It's for 3 to 5 years minimum and beyond that. Now, if we hold a stock forever, that better be an incredible company or a ETF or mutual fund extremely well managed. The key to the design that we try to do is build our portfolios around great managers, great active managers, and then we look at what they do. And if they're not doing the right job based on what they should be doing, we might change managers over time. So we build our portfolios to make those active changes.
Right. And anytime you're using a fund, there is a manager, and the manager that's doing it might be wonderful, but then that manager retires. Yep. So we need to reevaluate that fund now.
One of the biggest reevaluations over the last decade has been the move to different exchange-traded funds, indexes that are very tax efficient compared to a mutual fund. Many people buy mutual funds and that's it, but they don't enjoy getting those tax notices at the end of the year when they buy and sell things. An ETF and index funds actually will allow you to not pay as much capital gains tax.
Right. It's that surprise at the end of the year when you get the statement that says, oh, you've got a capital gain of however many thousands of dollars. And you're like, but I didn't sell anything. Well, the mutual fund did.
So when we're pointing toward your future and we're building this financial fingerprint that becomes your financial fingerprint for retirement, you do need to manage your investments well. Managing it well is through diversification, taking, I believe, less risk than the market because we don't need to risk everything we have trying to reach our future. Let's risk with a proper proportion. Makes sense.
Yeah, we need to be, I hate to use the word balance, but there needs to be some balance. We need to have some money that we can use in the short term that's not subject to market risk at all.
One final little thing here is if you're wanting the perfect investment, a perfect investment would be protected, never to lose.
Yeah.
It'd be liquid. You can always get to it.
Yeah.
And it would grow completely with the market.
Right. That would be awesome.
Is that possible?
No.
So if anybody's hearing any type of shows, anything on TV, talking about investments that give you protection, liquidity, and growth, run away.
Right. I was going to say scam, but maybe.
Not really a scam. It's more of a sales type thing. But imagine that. If something's protected and liquid, what is that, Jeff?
Well, protected and liquid, that's going to be your savings account at the bank.
Absolutely. Protected is provided by FDIC or federal government or company-based protection. Yep. What if it's protected and growth? Is there a version of that?
Well, you're going to give up liquidity. That might be a CD at the bank because you've committed to a time. It might be a fixed annuity, a fixed up indexed annuity, something like that, where you've got principal protection, but you're letting someone else keep the money for a period of time.
Absolutely. And then how about liquid and growth? What kind of category would that be?
Well, that's stocks. Stocks, bonds, maybe not bonds, but mutual funds.
Yeah, because stocks and mutual funds, you can sell on a daily basis, hourly basis. You shouldn't sell it minute by minute, but technically you could. But the idea is liquidity is the ability to get back your money quickly. Yep. So if you're looking for protection, liquidity, and growth, you need to diversify to have that. You can't have it all in one thing, no matter what somebody might tell you.
Right. So in investments, we can get close to 2 out of the 3 of those perfect investment things.
Absolutely.
And so we want to have a portfolio that encompasses all that.
So if you're planning with a perfect investment, we tell you it's plan it like gardening, where you think about what's going on, you pull the weeds, and you manage it over time. Actively managing your portfolio is the right way to go. At Akers Financial Group, everything we do when we talk about this is about you and your financial fingerprint, because your retirement is as unique as that fingerprint. So when you sit down with us, we start by taking a look at your financial fingerprint. Go to our website and you can see under documents how to discover your financial fingerprint, how we begin. We talk about where you are now, what you and your family would like to do over time. What is your net worth? What are your assets, your liabilities, cash flow, pensions, everything about you when it comes to your finances. We bring it all together in a properly drawn financial plan. That financial plan will tell us the answers on what we need to do first and what we need to keep doing. Perhaps you've been sold something before, regardless of whether you need it or not. What do you do now? Well, at Akers Financial Group, we help you through understanding what you already own and how to work with it for your future, because you are unique and your investments need to be uniquely tied to you and what you want it to do. So go ahead and give us a call at 833-WIN-RETIRE and schedule an in-person or Zoom meeting with one of our team of advisors. That's 833-WIN-RETIRE, 833-946-7384, or visit our website at akersfinancialgroup.com. Scroll to the bottom of our homepage and schedule a meeting right there. Or you can call us at 833-WIN-RETIRE. Go to akersfinancialgroup.com. Do you know where your money is? We'll talk about that when we come back.
You're listening to a pre-recorded show. Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. Call 833-WIN-RETIRE now to schedule a visit with Brian and his team and begin winning in retirement. Once again, here's Brian Akers.
Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. I'm Brian Akers from Akers Financial Group, President and founder of Akers Financial Group. Here with me today is Jeff Akers. He is the Vice President of Akers Financial Group. We are both certified financial planner practitioners, and we're here to work the radio podcast show and to explain some things. Today's show is talking about the basics of working with Akers Financial Group. We call it your financial fingerprint and why it matters so much. Now, because it's a fingerprint, we've been talking about 5 different pieces that come together to build your financial fingerprint for your retirement. And those 5 pieces, we've covered 2 in depth. We're going to try to work on the final 3. We mentioned a little bit.
We mentioned a third one.
And we talk about the hand. The hand is a thumb, which is a finger.
Yeah, that's income.
And
we need income.
then the index finger, we talked about it a lot.
That's investment goals.
And then the middle finger.
That's taxes.
We don't like taxes, but we got to pay our fair share, of course.
Right. We do have to deal with it. It's an issue.
Understanding your taxes is a huge part of financial planning, investments, anything you do. Make sure you understand the tax effects now and later with each and every decision.
Right. And you might notice that the way you invest affects your taxes and therefore also affects your income. So those first 3 really all work together.
They absolutely do. Now, we also have this third quarter of the show where it's talking about, do you know where your money is?
Yeah, it kind of falls under investments again, but yeah.
It does it?
Yeah, well, I think so.
I'm trying to trick you with this topic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
you go with your topic, Jeff, then I'll bring mine in later.
All I know is the number of times people come in for a meeting, they're like, I got this in the mail. I'm not really sure what that is.
Yeah.
And not every time, but many times it turns out to be like a variable annuity or something that they bought years and years ago and forgot all about. And so I'll go through and explain what it is and what it does. And, is it part of what they need now, or is it something where we should do something else with it?
You're exactly right. So where your money is. So growing up in Baltimore, there was a television show, and that the news would come on at 11. It would start out, it would have the comment, do you know where your children are? That's how the show would start.
I was always asleep by then.
I'm sitting there on the couch going, I'm right here. Yeah. And my parents like, you shouldn't be. I get the BED,
Yeah, your parents let you stay up late.
Well, once my sister won the battle, so I sat there too whenever I felt like it. I'm sorry, totally off topic again. We're sorry about that. But what happens is this, winning in retirement, we enjoy what we do. And we enjoy helping you win throughout your retirement years. The good days, the bad days. Companies built around helping you be successful. So knowing where your money is a very important thing. Many people don't understand what they have. So through our education programs, such as radio, webinars, our training days, other events, we try to educate our clients, not to be experts, but to at least understand the basics of what they have and what they're using. If you are an expert, we love that too. We can try to work together to make it even better.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you teased me earlier about saying yep all the time. So
I know, I'm going silent to see what comes after yep.
Oh, okay. Well, what does come after yep?
You're explaining your side of where your money is.
Well, we need a snapshot of where you are. And so that's a matter of figuring out where is your money.
Absolutely.
So is it in a 401k? Is it in a Roth IRA? Is it just in a mutual fund regular account? Is it in some sort of variable annuity? We need to gather all that stuff together. So when mail comes, things used to always be mailed. Now you might get an email about it. But when mail comes with statements, gather all that up and bring that so that we can take a look and explain what this is, what it's used for, what the rules are for working with it. Because different kinds of investments have different rules, different tax penalties. We're going back to taxes again. Different tax penalties if you do the wrong thing with it. And sometimes, depending on the investment, it might not be fully liquid, and there's penalties if you try to take it out before you should.
All right. So Jeff's part of this quarter is about, how would you summarize what you just say? What's the main thing?
Well, what is the investment, and I'm going to call it the wrapper that it's in. What type of account is it?
So if you think about that comment, you think about why. Why did I buy it? What's its purpose? How will I use it when I retire? Understanding that for each and everything you have your money invested is very, very important. Imagine you look at your 401k statement and you're looking at pre-tax, Roth, match. You're looking at all this stuff and you're going, all right, so each one of those are a different category. Mm-hmm. They have different outcomes at the end. Oh, the outcome I like best is that Roth piece. It's tax-free later.
Right.
The hard part, if you don't pay the tax now, you won't have tax-free later. And so these decisions are made based on the eye to the future, and then you look back at right now, making the right decisions, paying tax now and never again. And making these decisions can really help you know where your money is and make sure it's working for you within your long-term goals.
Right. And sometimes folks will come in, and one of the things I'll see is a Roth IRA at a bank that's in a savings account that's
0.15.
Yeah, they're not earning a whole lot. Well, a Roth IRA, that's going to be tax-free. We want as much growth as possible out of that. I like the Roth to be the most aggressive thing that you have.
Sure.
So as we figure out, where are you right now? Well, here's a savings account that's in a Roth IRA. Let's do something different with it that's going to benefit you more down the road. So that kind of leads us to the changes that we need to make.
Absolutely. Now, for my side of this quarter,
okay, you get your hat.
And where's your money? I think it has to tie with your ring finger.
Oh.
Now, every time I hear ring finger, I think of Beyonce. If you love it or you like it, I think you put a ring on it.
Put a ring on it.
Right. So a ring on the ring finger. So I'm sorry, I shouldn't say all that. But the ring finger, you think about your family. You think about your relationship. You think about that. Your money, where is it? Is it designed properly for your whole family? Is it designed for you and your spouse to have a successful retirement life for both of you? If one of you is alive, if one's not, is it all designed to make this plan work no matter the good days and the bad days in that scenario?
I thought you were telling me that I'd already spent it all on my family.
You might have, but we got to start up again. But the idea is that some people, family is number one. They don't care if they work the rest of their life. They want to give all their money to their family.
Yeah.
We try to teach balance in making sure they take care of themselves and take care of their family. If they have goals for legacy and planning or charity and gifting, we tie that all into the plan. So where your money is also shows where your heart is,
right?
But it also shows about your family. Now, early on, when someone's young, they buy a ring. That ring costs a lot of money.
It does.
Now, I hear there's a fake version. That's been the real thing to do now.
I'm not going into that.
And I didn't even realize that was a thing till a couple years ago. But it's all about the money there. But that, I'm not sure why I went that direction. But the idea is it starts with big purchase items in this whole family and money. Mm-hmm. Family and money, some people might be thinking, yeah, my family takes all my money. And there is some times of life when there's the dink period of life. Dink period is what, Jeff? Do you remember?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember dink in financial planning? No. All right, dink is double income, no kids.
Oh.
Now, that's a wonderful time of life. You and your spouse are working, you're bringing cash in, you're having a good time of life, and then boom, the kids show up. And then there is no money.
You're spending all the money and you might only have one income.
You might go one income. There's kids. There's all these mouths waiting at home for you, like little birds and stuff, and the money's gone. And then there's a golden day when you wake up and it's the empty nest. And the idea is that's the time of race to retirement. we don't want everyone to have that kind of pattern of their finances. We want them to, during the dink period of life, build a savings so that they can live through the kids.
You can afford the kids.
Yeah. I mean, kids, what, $500,000 each or more?
Yeah.
I haven't added inflation to my number recently.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah, they are trying to get them all the way up and out.
They're a blessing, but they're expensive.
Yeah. So when we're talking about the 5 parts of a financial fingerprint and building that retirement, yes, when they do the fingerprint, they do every piece of your finger, every finger, right?
Every finger, yep.
And sometimes palms, depending on what they're doing.
Yeah, the last time I didn't have my palm printed, but yeah, they do all the fingers.
Yeah, absolutely. We get fingerprinted to be financial advisors because that's a very important piece of it. Every employee at Akers Financial gets a fingerprint as part of the process to be registered.
Right. And so it might be for...
Not for any other reason.
Well, not for criminal investigations.
Absolutely. So financial fingerprint that helps in your retirement planning, 5 parts. We've talked about the thumb with its income and cash flow, the index finger pointing investments and goals to the future. Middle finger was about taxes, understanding you got to pay some, but let's not pay too much. And then the ring finger is truly about family and goals and how to build your money and make it work for you and your family. This might be the insurance talks you need to have about life insurance, long-term care. Yes, Akers Financial Group helps provide that advice. We help guide you in proper purchasing of what you need to do as insurance brokers. We can shop around for what fits best in that category.
Right. And sometimes life changes. Things happen. Maybe you're young and you're planning on having kids and you get pregnant. You're all excited. And then you find out it's twins. Or your plan just changed. Now we got to double it up and work our way through that. And as we go through life, other things can happen. You might be working your job and you're thinking, okay, I've got a few more years to retirement. I'm going to be good. And then your boss comes in and says, you're retiring today. Yeah. And so the plan changes. We've got to adjust things.
Absolutely. So do you know where your money is? Now, that is a very important piece of retirement and financial planning. The amazing thing is when we do the initial plan, we bring everything together. Some people's like, oh, I've never seen all my net worth together.
Right.
I'm surprised by that.
It's a surprise what that number is.
It's a big deal to me to track where things are going.
Yeah.
I think net worth is a barometer for success. It helps you know if you're working your debt properly down or other issues are going on.
Right. If your net worth is going up, you're going in the right direction.
Absolutely.
That's what we want.
And that means that you're reducing your debt helps your net worth.
Right. Yeah, that's net worth, what your assets minus your debts.
Absolutely. So in the financial fingerprint, if you go to our website, akersfinancialgroup.com, you'll see documents under there, be discovering your financial fingerprint. You'll see the initial paperwork that we begin with. Then we set up that first meeting and talk about you and what you want to do with your money. Mm-hmm. No matter what age, we have to start with that. And we build the answer from there.
Right. We start with right now, and then we need to review things and go forward so that we can adjust for any changes that might come along.
Because the idea is this, is that the best part of retirement is going to be when you get your time back, where you decide how to use your time. Before retirement, your time is tied up with other commitments, mainly your job. A lot of that goes away in retirement. Your time is now consumed by things that you want to do. It's so easy to begin winning in retirement. You go to our website at akersfinancialgroup.com. Scroll to the schedule a meeting section and let us know you'd like to schedule your free consultation with one of our team of advisors. That's akersfinancialgroup.com, or you can call us at 833-WIN-RETIRE. That's 833-WIN-RETIRE. We'll give you a call on Monday to schedule your free in-person or Zoom meeting. Go to akersfinancialgroup.com or call us at 833-946-7384 to start planning for your retirement now. Do you actually meet with your advisor each year? Let's talk about that in just a moment.
You're listening to a pre-recorded show. Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. Call 833-WIN-RETIRE now to schedule a visit with Brian and his team and begin winning in retirement. Once again, here's Brian Akers.
Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. Brian Akers and Jeff Akers. We're doing this radio show podcast, Winning in Retirement. We want you to win throughout your years, especially your retirement years, by preparing to win in retirement. That's what this show is all about. Today's show is called Your Financial Fingerprint, which is from the beginning of working with Akers Financial as a financial planning. We develop your personal, unique financial fingerprint and then develop it to help you win in your retirement years. And today we're giving you 5 points, five fingerprint points, or basically we're talking about the hand when we talk about the financial fingerprint points. And that's really what the show's been all about. If you missed any of it, you can go to our website at akersfinancialgroup.com. On the website, you can check the radio podcast, and right there's a lot of the recordings. You can hear the show again or bits and pieces or in podcast anytime to check it out. Winning in Retirement.
They're flexible that way. It's kind of nice.
Oh, it's on demand. I like that.
Yep.
And all right, so Jeff, getting ready to fourth quarter.
Okay.
I know you are getting older in your lifetime, but you're getting wiser and smarter and all that.
We can hope.
Now, the first question sounds simple. Do you actually meet with your advisor each year? But that's not really that hard of a question, but...
It's yes or no.
I know.
Do you or don't you?
What is the Akers Financial Group policy with our clients? What do we want to achieve with our clients each year?
We want to meet with our clients at least once a year just to see how things are going, catch up, make sure that things are continuing along on the path that we have planned for.
And why do we need to meet once a year?
Well, there's a number of reasons. One of those reasons is things can change. A lot can happen in a year.
Sure.
So we want to get updated on those things. We also want to see if we're tracking. We talked earlier about your net worth. We want your net worth to be increasing. If we get together one year and your debts have gone up, then we're going to ask, okay, what happened? What's going on? Is there something that we need to change? And then some investments, we want to keep track of those too. We were talking before about gardening. And you've got to keep an eye on the garden to make sure that it's doing what you want it to do, that you're not growing weeds, that you're growing the stuff that you want.
Now, the reason I act like this is an easy question, the fact is not all financial service people do this. They'll just sell something and you'll never hear from them again.
Right.
And that's not a financial advisor. That's not a planner. That's not someone that's going to be there throughout all the years of your life.
Right. That's a salesman. That's very different than a planner.
Right. And now if they're selling you something, that might be what you need.
It might be.
But the follow-up on it is really what planning's about. It's really understanding that we bought that, now let's get ready to use it, helping your family learn how to use it. If there's a death in the family, who handles the death claims, the paperwork, and the beneficiaries, and explains choices. I mean, that's what we do all the time, right?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about folks that come in and we talked about knowing what you have, and they'll bring something in, they'll set it down, they'll say, well, they said that I can do blah, 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 whatever it is with it. Well, that was 15 years ago, 20 years ago. They were projecting what you could do, maybe illustrating that, but the last 15 years didn't look like what they expected it to look like necessarily. So it might be something very different than what you were told at that point. That's why we like to get together with you every year so that we're staying up to date with this is what we expect. This is what's happened this past year. This is how it adjusts our expectations going forward.
And we try to design Akers Financial Group so when clients call in, there's someone to talk to. Now, the advisors and the reps that are licensed, they all are the ones that can answer the questions. Typically, they're on a phone call or in a meeting, so not always available, but relatively quickly. We try to get back with a very fast answer, trying to help them with whatever it is. It could be I'm buying a car next week. I need to figure out how to donate money. I might need to give money to my kid. Anything like that.
It depends on what the questions are, and someone can talk with you, talk through that.
And sometimes we talk through that, meaning we talk them off their worries. Like I heard on the news today, I talked to my friend, that as conversation starts like that, and you figure out, all right, we need to talk about our plan and why the plan's going to work and why you need to stick with it. That's really a key thing, is making sure that your plan is applied to what's going on today and to your future, because life will change. That's
a given.
Yeah, given. It's going to always be happening. Something's going to happen differently, and you got to be ready for it through planning. And that's exactly how it got to work.
Yep.
Now, in our show, we've been doing your financial fingerprint. We're talking about the hand. And we did the thumb, which is about the cash flow.
Yep.
And then we did the index finger, pointing towards your investment goals to the future.
And beyond.
Yeah, Jeff and his Buzz Lightyear. Then we had the middle finger, which was about taxes. We don't like that.
Yeah.
Then the ring finger was the family.
Yep.
Making sure we took care of the family. And we've forgotten the one at the end.
Yeah, the pinky. Everybody forgets the pinky.
Yeah, the pinky. Now, that's something that I guess some football players have cut their pinkies off in games so they keep playing. But
during a game,
or is that
that's
pinky
tough.
toe? Or is that pinky toe?
I was pinky toe.
Okay,
and that wasn't during a game.
It sounds better. It sounds tougher. But the idea is the pinky. All right, so Jeff, apply pinky to financial planning. Let's see if that's can actually be done today.
Yeah, when I'm talking to someone about retirement and what retirement's going to look like, and I'll say something like, so you're retiring before 65, do you have health insurance through work? Are you going to have like a pension or something with health insurance, or have you thought about your health insurance?
Yep.
And most of the time, the answer is, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about health insurance. What do we have to do about that? So that's like the pinky. We forget about it until we need it for something.
Yeah, I was picturing, what was it? Oh, Dr. Evil with the pinky.
Yeah, he had the little ring on his pinky or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
So health care through retirement is a tremendous expense. So yes, it's forgotten, but it's very important and can be one of the bigger expenses that you've got to plan for and be prepared for. And there are things that you can do as you're leading into retirement to make sure that you're not paying too much for health insurance. Medicare is means tested. If you make a bunch of money 2 years ago, then this year you'll pay more in your Medicare premium. Mm-hmm. And so we try to help people plan for those kinds of things. You got a bunch of income coming. Let's do it 3 years before you retire, not 2 years before you retire, if we can. If there's things we can control, we try to get those under control.
All right, so healthcare and retirement, that's the pinky of our financial fingerprint hand.
Right.
Why do we say hand again? Can you explain that to me?
We had a consultant that told us to. But
No. We're trying to do 5 points, and right?
Yeah, there's five digits on your hand. The thumb we're counting as a finger today, so
Absolutely.
5 fingers on a hand.
And that gives you 5 parts and brings it all together. And then we're trying to do something hard, which is trying to explain why you need to start with a financial fingerprint and then build. And we took the fingerprint that's attached to the hand.
Yep.
I guess next time we'll do the wrist to the elbow to the shoulder. No. But the idea is this. If you think about it, you look at your hand, let it be a little reminder that, hey, am I doing the 5 things? Am I getting everything ready so that it's going to work in my retirement years? Yep. Put that thumb up and that thumb. Do I have cash flow coming in? Oh, if thumbs up, that means good. Thumbs down is bad, but try to get that. Try to get that going. If you're pointing forward, have you been saving for your investments? No matter what age, save something. Imagine that you're at work and you're trying to figure out what to save for the 401k. At least put in what they match. Try to give at least what they match to your investment, to your future, and try to live off the rest. You've got to do that for yourself.
Yeah, maximize the match because free money is the best money.
And then taxes, just make sure you know what's going on there and understand the tax decisions you make today will affect the future. Make sure it all works well together. Understand the family's influence on their needs and what you want to provide and govern that throughout your life to make sure you're doing the right thing for them and still taking care of yourself.
Right.
And then when that pinky comes up, the healthcare time, 65, you got to make sure you tie into Medicare, right, Jeff?
That's right. At 65, if you don't have other insurance, you need to get Medicare, when I say other insurance, through work. If you have health insurance through work and your employer has more than 20 employees, then you can put off getting Medicare. But there are lots of folks that come in and say, oh, I'm 64, I'm going to have to sign up for Medicare next year. It's like, well, where do you work? Are you going to keep working? And sometimes they're surprised that, oh, I don't have to sign up yet because I've got health care through work.
All right, so somebody's listening and they said, all right, I'm ready to get started. They're going to go to our website, akersfinancialgroup.com. They see documents. They see Discover Your Financial Fingerprint. They start filling that out. They see the documents they need to provide, and they establish that first meeting.
Right.
Do you scare people in the first meeting? What do you do with the financial fingerprint? Do you have a spotlight on them? What goes on?
I just start asking questions. I don't have a spotlight.
No?
I try not to make it scary. We want it to be kind of relaxing and just have a conversation.
But you let them have water, right?
Oh yeah, water, coffee, whatever they need.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll take care of them in that way. But
the heat in the air, trying to get it warm or cold, whatever it is always an issue. Trying to make it perfect.
Yeah, and I've got kind of that corner conference room with a window and a door, so it gets a little chilly sometimes, but that's okay.
All right, so they come in. Do they have to bring everything to first meeting?
No, nobody's going to bring everything because nobody has everything. Well, I take it back. There was one guy who had everything organized and in little folders, and he brought it.
Nice.
But that's happened one time in 23 years.
Yeah. All right, so they don't have to bring everything, but the main idea is to meet and begin.
Right.
And what are they beginning to do?
Well, they're beginning to understand what they have. I really think that's the first step in the process, is just understanding what you have and where you are.
I've had my most successful people are running so fast in their life and doing so many things, they never taken a score or looked at what's been accumulating in their trail. And the idea is, well, we need to just see what's going on. And is it going to lead to the expected nice retirement because you did so well, or did you blow through it as fast as you were running?
Right. And when we talk about what you have, it just occurred to me too. One of the things that we'll try to do is check out your beneficiaries. Yeah. You're married now. Is your wife your beneficiary? We'd like to make sure about those kinds of things.
Yeah, it's important.
Yes, it is, especially to them.
Absolutely. All right, so this show is called Your Financial Fingerprint. That's where it begins when talking about financial planning. Now, the hand we've been talking about, just giving you some ideas, some thumbs up for the cash flow and all the other pieces of the hand. It also leads to your retirement fingerprint for your retirement. No matter what age, you got to begin so that you can have it work out well for you. Thank you very much, Jeff, for a good show.
My pleasure.
If you'd like more information, you can go to our website, AkersFinancialGroup.com. We want you to win in your retirement. So take advantage of the opportunity to begin planning with us at Akers Financial Group. To schedule a free meeting with one of our team of advisors, go to our website, AkersFinancialGroup.com. Scroll to the Schedule Meeting section and let us know you'd like to schedule your free meeting. That's AkersFinancialGroup.com. Or you can call us at 833-WIN-RETIRE. That's 833-WINRETIRE. We'll give you a call on Monday to schedule your free in-person or Zoom meeting with one of our team of advisors. Start planning for your retirement now. Go to AkersFinancialGroup.com or call us at 833-946-7384. Thank you for listening. I'm Brian Akers from Akers Financial Group, and we want you to be winning in retirement.
You've been listening to Winning in Retirement with your host, Brian Akers of Akers Financial Group. Akers Financial Group offers securities through Archedios Capital, an SIPC and FINRA member firm. Advisory services are provided through Archedios Wealth. Akers Financial Group and Archedios do not share any common ownership. Neither Archedios nor Akers Financial Group provides tax or legal advice. Advice given on winning in retirement is general in nature, and one should seek further advice from their financial advisor, broker, attorney, and or tax accountant before investing. Be sure to read each prospectus carefully to understand all the risks associated with each investment. Examples and scenarios shared are meant to be for illustrative purposes only. Past performance is not indicative of future results.